This is Elena Radford, and I am the founder of the Inca Way. The Inca Way is a new millennium way of sharing Inca ancient science and technology to create a better world. The Incas were the last community 500 years ago, around 500 years ago, that had this wisdom that they inherited from their ancestors. And it's the understanding of the movement, the frequencies of the atoms and the different types of atoms, and they were able to communicate with the atoms according to vibrations. The Incas believed that the shaman Incas or co-holders believed that the protons and neutrons that are inside of the circles represented the female and male energy. The proton was the female energy, and the male energy was the neutron, and the electrons were the mirror or were in charge of bringing that message of the relationship inside of the nucleus to the outside world. So the behavior of the female energy was related to anything that we create, any process of creation, setting goals, our dreams, and our ideas. And the frequency of the neutron was the direction and how to bring our dreams. So we all have female and male energy in our neutrons, in our in our atoms. With that said, the Incas also knew that inside of the atoms, there were the electrons will send these frequencies outside of the world, but these frequencies were experiences of we make in past lives, experiences and choices that we make in this lifetime. Also, in some of those protons, neutrons, as well as electrons, we carry the information of our ancestors, and this is the way how we also carry information of the past lives of our ancestors, as well as choices that people have done through time in community, society, religion, or pretty much everything, every history that is in the world is attached to our atoms. In the Inca Way, what we do is we use these frequencies as a co-holder. I was born in this way. I have the ability to read some of these frequencies, the past stories, and be able to rewrite it, to be able to create a new and more balanced life. So the Incas, again, the shaman Incas or the co-holders, which was a type of shamans that work with the genetics, they understood that experiences and choices created energy in the atoms and in DNA. So this is what was so important, because this is what created the source of life. This is why we're alive. So feelings is some of these sources of energy. When we have feelings, is what really keeps us alive and keep moving. So that's why we Incas will say, stay in your heart, get out of your head, and if you're in your head, make sure that you're being a critical thinker instead of somebody who is judging others for the behavior. A critical thinker is somebody who brings the energy of the heart in their thinking, and that's what we stand for. Now, if people are not working with the energy of their feelings and making choices with emotions and low frequencies, then they are attached or they get contaminated with other type of DNA contaminations, so atom contaminations. The first group is the group of the personal emotions, which is having depression, anxiety, stress, and so on. And the other one will be the physical abuse or sexual abuse. That is also, it also creates a DNA contamination. A DNA contamination, and if we go back over here, it will affect the frequencies of the movements of the atoms. And as a result, we're going to feel other contaminations as where the collective emotions that are caused by society and our environmental situation. So, for instance, we have a good one will be here competition. If you're competing with somebody else because you want to build yourself and build others, there's nothing wrong with that. But if you're trying to compete to make somebody wrong or feel superior to others, and that's coming from lack of identity and insecurity. So those are the things that eventually create what nowadays we have these contaminations called addictions and illnesses. So these stories and low frequencies that we carry in our DNA is create these 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 new frequencies that take us out of balance. So this is what the DNA clearing is so important. And what we do in our DNA clearing in the Inca way is we focus in the ancient tool that was able to decode from the Incas and understanding how feelings are so important to be in a higher frequency. So the Inca holders and the Inca shamans had the ability to tap into the ancient computer, genetic computer, which is the Inca cross. The Inca cross, from, if you see here, from number 1 to number 6, is what represents the energy of the neutron, and from number 7 to number 12 represent the energy of the proton, which is the female energy. So, and if there's a balance between the female and male energy, which means if there's balance between protons and neutrons, then the electron will send a frequency in your body that it will create balance for you, and you have a very healthy mind, spirit, and body. So the Inca cross, which is now in the picture inside of the DNA, this is one of the ways I want to show you that will make your energy stronger. And the more we clear your DNA, we're releasing toxics such as illnesses and different emotions that are contaminated. It may not allow you to have the lifestyle that you want to, or you feel stuck and you feel blocked. So like any, the reason why we have different Inca crosses in each one of the sections of the DNA here is because of the electron. Once the electron learns the message and sends the message to the outside world, it goes into expansion. So the Inca way has 3 main purposes. The first purpose is to be a distribution bank. In the distribution bank, what we do is we do research and development. So yes, I do remember the ways of my people, the way of the Incas, but I'm still learning and remembering. It's about remembering more of the technology they use and the technology that my ancestors and light beings are giving to me through tapping the DNA or by working with them in the unseen world. So that's one of the important things, research and development. The next thing that we stand for is to be able to clear the DNA for our clients. That's the services that we provide. And the next one is, which is a little different, and this is what it comes to, we call the energetic surgeries, which these are already illnesses that are manifested in the body. Then we clear those as well. Again, this is just the beginning of what the amazing possibilities that we can do in our business, and this is why it's important that we get into the research and development to understand this while the planet is going through changes. We want to make sure that we're available to the people who chooses to go into understanding of what's going on in the world and how to shift and the new realities that are coming. So that's why 50 points are in our bank of reserve of energy is redirected to your own personal development, and 25 points is whatever we improve in ourselves. This is how we work inside of the Inca way. We send the frequency through the electrons to our ancestors in different realities of time and space through the energy, the memories of the protons, neutrons, and electrons, so they can be able to increase their frequency and support us in our personal development, and also in the generations to come through the lineage. And the last 25 points, which are very crucial and important, is what we give to the world, in the sense that when we create a frequency or when we heal someone, that benefits that coming back to us for doing the work, we send it as a gift to the world. So whatever is any situation is presented that our energy can benefit in any situation, anybody who needs the help, then that is our way of sending. That's our center expansion. This is the way how we send support to people in the world. And finally, one of the things that we support is the international human rights. We send energy to any organizations similar to that as well, to be able to support, increase the value, the human values and standards of humanity as well. So if you're interested in receiving any of our servers, please go online. www.theincaway.com and book an appointment, and we'll be more than happy to assist you. Thank you so much for being present and listening to this message, and sending you lots and lots of energy with good intentions.